Woo! What's up, Twitch? We have an early stream for you today.
Yeah, especially if you're international and maybe you're already off work. This will be a great time for you to jump on Twitch with us. And a lot of the Discords are going to get a notification from the Gunther as he sends out his, what is it called? His pop-ups.
Gunther. Here, I'll send one out on the Champs server as well.
Is anybody on with us yet? Let's see.
No. Nobody yet.
Seven viewers.
Oh, look at this.
RDCade in the house, first to comment. We're going to start our faction roll call like we do with all of our streams shortly. But we're doing an early edition of Champs Chat today with you. So glad you're on with us.
Absolutely.
You know, Lee, I think I've spelled roll call incorrectly.
No,
when I post, do I spell ROLE? Have I done that before? Posted roll, as in your like profession?
Role in your faction. Like people are like, I'm an officer. I'm a scrub.
That would be funny. Enforcer.
I'm an enforcer. Yeah.
Toxic Mafia is in the house with Fat Daddy. Who
What's
else
up,
is
Fat
in with
Daddy?
us? Welcome in, welcome in. So glad you're here with us on our early edition. We got Vampiro 7. What faction are you in, Vampiro? We like to start with the faction roll call. We got Roscoe. Hello.
What's up, Roscoe? Good to see you.
Or is that a different person?
What's up from the SIP? Good to see you. And yes, as people ask, I'm not just trying to be the final boss in here. I had my eyes dilated, and I have to look like this.
Spider Guard.
Although I'm performing a wedding later, so I'm also wearing a jacket today. So I am the final boss today.
You know, Lee is telling the general public he had his eyes dilated, but we all know the truth. His mutant powers are starting to come up online in this formative age. And he has strange red gamma radiation protruding from his eyeballs.
I look like Sandman when he did the blind out angle. Rusty, nice. I can't see you. Where are you, Rusty?
Yeah. Whoa. Watch those hands, buddy.
Whoa. Whoa. I'm not trying to tap the bottom.
Stream. This is a PG midday stream.
That's right. Kids are at school right now, guys. It is too early. I don't have Twitch app. We've got obligations. I've got obligations at our normal time tonight. So just gotta do it like we can when we can.
I love it. No one loves a midday stream as much as I do, Southside Envy says. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, look, Lee,
we got 40 in here already. So
online coming in with us. Why don't you run down our show notes, Lee? Tell our friends what we're going to be doing today.
Absolutely. So today we are going to be power rating The Rock, the final boss. What's up, Zandal? What's up, JP Fortin? We are going to be power rating Andrade, your free character for the month. So those are your two more relatively free and Chase. And then we're going to have a little discussion, actually we might start with it, about trainers, because you need to know some things about trainers coming into the 6-star gold meta. And we've got the Candy Store account, the 6-star gold account. So I've got a couple loaded that I want to see hit at 6-star gold, but we might take some requests if we can get them built out quick enough so that we can see what 6-star gold does for your roster.
Now says Brett the Hitman Hart with the shades. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought when it looked like it.
Awesome. That's a great callback.
Yeah. And this is, these are the things they give you at the eye doctor so that they're like, here, because otherwise, literally my computer screen is blinding right now otherwise.
Did you have, so my optometrist, they give you the option. Either you can get your eyes dilated or they have this machine that they like blow air directly on your pupil
Yeah.
with. Did they give you that option? You didn't want the
No, they
pupil
gave me the
blow?
option between dilation, which was free, or a retinal scan, which was
Oof.
$40. And I was like, you know
Right.
what? Free is
Right.
good, and I don't need anal scans, so I'm good to
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Love it. I love
Bret
it.
Hart at
What does
90.
slow mode
That's right,
again mean?
Gumsy.
What does that mean for Scott Nicholson? Slow mode again. That's not.
The chat is in slow mode so that people can't type fast. That's from the other night's stream. I honestly don't know how to turn that off.
Users. Let's see. I can get into my admin settings and I can change it.
Okay. Well, there you
I'll
go.
work on that while you take us into some gameplay.
All right. Well, actually, what's up, Bad Bruce? Yeah, we can't allow that word on the official channel. Sorry. So let me cue. Yeah, we can see you and I can laugh about it, but we can't allow that word on the official channel here.
I think the retinal scan, it does like a little puff of air or something like that.
Could be.
And it's terrifying. It's terrifying because you have to keep it, if you blink. Yeah.
Yeah, they did something with like a beam of light, and then like it's gonna feel like you have an eyelash in your eye or something, and legitimately it felt like I was like getting poked in that spot. So
I don't know if you can see this with the glasses, but I'm trying a new flavor of Prime Hydration today. Fruit punch. It's pretty good. It's not quite as good as what is the Astro Pop flavor that I love? The Bomb Pop. That's my favorite.
I'm not a fan of that one. My favorite is still Cherry Freeze by far.
Ice Pop. That's the one I like. Ice Pop.
Gotcha.
All right. Hey,
it is Gumsy. It's a weird time to have a stream for us. I've got obligations later in our time. What's up, T and Grubs? What's up, BG Dats and Tech and Bad Bruce? We had to do it early today. It'll be at our normal time, ongoing next week. But what's up, Al Pacino? Good to see you.
Nice.
So
the game's all here. We got so many of our regulars on with us. So hopefully some of you are at work getting paid to watch us right now. Hopefully some of you are maybe you're already off work in the UK or an international audience. Yeah. And others of you are getting ready with your feud lineups going on. And we're going to talk about the Rock final boss.
Do you want to start there, or do you want to talk trainers? You want to do a power rating right out the gate?
That's a great subject, though, Lee. We have a feud this weekend, and the community needs to have the best feud builds possible. They need to have the best entourage that they can. Well, you told me just before we went on stream that you had something urgent to share with the community regarding feud trainers, feud entourage. So I don't want anyone to miss it. The 61 plus viewers that are hanging with us, we are talking feud entourage right out of the gate, and this is A+ important information that Lee is going to share with you.
All right, well, let me hit the. We'll record this as a video because mine as well. So here goes the intro. What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee, the final boss from Champions Chat, and I've got Jay Uso, Rusty Graves above doing some yeeting all over the place, and we are going to talk about trainers for a second. So we're on the Candy Store account. We're early live on Twitch. Join us on Fridays, usually in the evening time, but today a little early. And I've had some people asking, okay, so now that we're in 6-star gold meta, what do we need to know about trainers? And so I want to show you, this is on the Candy Store, everybody's maxed out. So this is the very top end of a 6-star gold, 38.9 talent, almost 40K talent for one character.
Mama Rhodes, you better listen close because the final boss is maxed at 6-star gold.
That's right. So The Rock is a striker. So black gems are your max for him, 77K. So Rusty, you and I talked an awful lot. I'm going to load a calculator app here. You and I talked an awful lot at the start of the 6-star silver meta, which is actually when our podcast began, nicely.
Happy anniversary. It's our 1-year anniversary as content makers. Not official with Scopely, but just as you and I creating content. What a wild whirlwind that it's been, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the fact that we would ever become official content creators was like not even a consideration when we started. And now it happened. It all happened so fast. Oh. Huh. But we talked endlessly, and we continue to talk on our podcast episodes about the importance of trainers. And in the 6-star silver meta, Rusty, what did we recommend after MP trainers? What did we recommend more than anything else trainer-wise?
MP trainers first, damage trainers second.
Specifically, what kind of damage trainers?
Gym damage trainers.
Flat.
Right?
We talked a lot about flat gym damage trainers because they were 12K was the way to go. Now, we are seeing Hurricane's the first one to break the dam. We are seeing that eventually they're going to increase all of the flat trainers, I would guess. Not inside information, just looking at the way it's going, to 18K. However, let me show you some very simple math here. So the Rock, the final boss, black gems are doing 77,363. Everybody see that right there? Times 0.3 equals 23,208. So what that just told me is your 30% gem damage trainers are much better than the 18K. In fact, 25% is 19,340. Now that's maxed out, but I did it on my own DDP who was doing roughly 67,000. So let me just bring it way down to 67,000 times a 0.3, and you're doing 20,100. So in the 6-star gold meta, your percentage trainers, even at 30%, far better than your 12K flat, your 18K flat. So
this is breaking news. This has not been actualized or announced on a stream or in a blog yet. So if you're watching us today, right now, you actually have a competitive edge this weekend for the feud. If someone out there,
6 gold. Yeah.
Right. If someone out there is utilizing a 6-star gold, let's say Hall of Fame DDP, right? And they have those percentage, DDP. They're going to get a middle line bonus already. And they could get an insane gym damage bonus, right? So, and in the chat, right? British Bulldog, 45% red gym damage.
Right.
So, plus 2 MP. So now, Kevin Owens' greatest hits is hitting monstrous at 6-star gold. And so as a free to acquire superstar, MLC superstar, that might be a showboat worth considering if you don't have someone considerably better that does gym damage.
Right. Because so British Bulldog, I did it while you were mentioning that, 45% is 34,813. So you're seeing per red, additional. Additional damage.
Owens lays down reinforce and then lays them all red. So you're doubling that per red gem. That's insane crazy, bro. That's crazy, crazy.
And even so I was just looking through, Snoop is 20%, for example. So if you take 77,363, that's the top end of this, times 0.2, even with a 20% trainer, you're doing 15,472. So no matter what, 25%. We used to say, and Merrick, shout out to Merrick, he was the first person I heard say this on his streams. But at 6 silver, you needed a 45% trainer or higher in order for that trainer to break past the 12K, right? To break past your flat gym damage trainers. Now, even your Hurricane, even your, if every one of the flat gym coaches and trainers goes to 18K, 25% is all you need on your entourage. So think about those guys. A lot of them now are doing 50%. Your 50% trainers, and then you start stacking those. That is going to be insane. So 6 gold meta, you need to be thinking about your percentage trainers. Even if they take the 12K ones to 18K, they're not doing enough. So you need to see, unless they take them to 21K, which I doubt, but who knows? Who knows?
I'm wondering if this is a question you can answer quickly. If not, we'll have to do a little research. So a superstar like Hall of Fame Triple H, should you prioritize reinforced gems or yellow gem damage? Now, one is a color type, one's a modified gem type. Is there a difference there?
So yes and no. Okay, so here's the deep dive on this, and this is a great question. Let me start somewhere that's going to take us to that exact question. But when you think about, like, for example, during not flash feuds, boss battles, when it says X type of gem is going to go up by X percentage, it buffs the gem that is sitting underneath that. So let's say it's immobile gems. Immobile gems are buffed by 100%. The gem that is buffed is the one that is underneath that immobile icon. So if that immobile icon is on a yellow and yellow's your primary color, it made your yellow gem go way up. So percentages always scale better than flat. And so even with things like that, where it's like X percentage goes up, now you have your base color gem, you've got your immobile buff, and then you've got your trainer buff on top of that. And it doesn't quite work out that it's like 1 + 1 + 1 = 3, or 1 × 2 × 2 equals. What it actually is you have that, then the percentage, that creates a new number, then you buff that, that creates a new number based on this new number, not on, so it doesn't like cleanly stack up to where you can just go 2 + 2 + 2 = 6. It's more like 2 times a percentage equals 2 times a percentage equals, and you get to like 5.6342 or something weird like that. So when you're talking about like the question for Triple H, should you buff the yellow gem or the reinforced gem? You need to know that buffing the yellow gem does not then mean that the reinforced gem buffs that beyond this number. It buffs the base. So it's always buffing the base. So if you're talking about reinforced specifically, Hall of Fame Yokozuna at 100% is always going to be your best choice compared to a flat yellow or even a percentage on your yellow. But it's kind of tricky math, because, like, for example, if you think about Damian Priest Zombie, how he does 30% red and 60%. Or here we go. Let's do Sammy. Yellow gems do 30, reinforced do 60. Zombie Sammy. You are clearly getting more out of the reinforced than the yellow, but once the gem type breaks, specifically the reinforce, you're hitting the yellow gem the second time. So the first break is yellow plus reinforce. The second break is purely yellow. So while Hall of Fame Yoko is going to be 100%, once the reinforce is off that gem, the 100% goes away for the second hit. Does that make sense? That's a lot of really specific stuff.
No, but I think that's the kind of nuance that the community is going to need to hear, especially people that are faction leaders or roster coaches helping others make decisions as they want to carefully enter this meta right? Instead of bringing up the wrong person, thinking the damage would have been higher, but if they would have just looked at the math, which is not my strong suit. So I think this little video is going to help some folks who have been told prior, man, those 12K, that's top of meta, and 18K, of course, that's got to be top. Well, no, that's not what the numbers say. That's not what the math's out to be in this case.
Yeah, roughly 23%, give or take, would be anything 23%. So let's just average it to 25 because my brain can't do that. 25% or higher is going to be better than your flat trainers in the 6-star, specifically with 6-star gold characters. So we're not even just talking about the 6-star gold meta, and then you go, oh, well, it's the 6-star gold meta, but I'm using a 6 bronze. No, specifically once you have 6 gold characters. But that does mean, like, look at these guys before. So this will impact our power ratings, to be quite honest, because before we were looking at a 30% gym damage coach, and going, that's okay, but that's not really getting us where we need to be. Now, that's better than flat gym by far. So these 30% trainers, like the zombies right here, they're great. And even like your 20%, your 20% guys that are very
Zombie
common.
Gunther, Zombie Cody.
Oh my gosh, yeah, 60 and 30. Whew.
So valuable, because Zombie Gunther is perhaps the most valuable coach, because multiply gym seems to be the most powerful type of gym.
Yep.
So whoa, he's doing some major damage.
Yep. Well, that's all I've got for trainers. Anything else? Trainers, coaches, entourage. I mean, obviously, MP is always your top thing you've got to make sure you start loaded with. But beyond that, we are in a gem damage meta, not a move damage meta yet. But remember, things shifted midway through 6 silver.
Yeah, and there was speculation. Oh, whatever. They had a hunch it would be move. It's not. Move went up just a little bit. So
yeah.
Rock and Roman got just a little bit better, but his triple green got a lot better, back to the gym, what the gyms can do. So
right. Yep. So that's it for this one. Just keep in mind the TLDR is in the 6 gold meta, 25% or better on your trainers or coaches is better than even if they upgrade people to 18K flat. So for those who are building up your 12K trainers, you still need them for the 6 bronze and under meta, but as you're moving into 6 gold, build those percentage gem damage guys, and you're going to be very happy. Rusty, take us out.
Hey, that's all we've got for this video on Entourage. We'll keep you posted with how the 6-star gold meta shakes out. And until next time, join us on Discord, hop on Twitch with us, and let us know your thoughts on all things champions. See you next time.
All right. We are done with that video. Rusty, you said something in the comments about we could talk about this after. What was that regarding?
So the question was about the Blitz to the Extreme contest, and they were asking what's up with the contest, why they didn't. Let me do this first. This link won't expire. It's an invite to our Discord.
We have a non-expiring one. Can you send that to me?
Yeah, I changed it. Join us on Discord. All right. I'm going to post and pin. This link will not expire, and there is no maximum as to how many people can join it. So there's been some talk about the Blitz to the Extreme contest, and people are asking, I didn't hit the gold chest. I thought free-to-play always got to hit the gold chest. I thought that's how contests kind of worked. And talking with, and actually just reading through some of the conversation, this contest was designed differently, right? So under the old parameter, under the old structure, the gold chest would have actually been won earlier. So the one before the gold chest where the final boss shards were, that was actually they're not using the word free, right? They're using the word standard and premium. So the final boss shards were the standard shards. The standard MLC character is the equivalent of what we used to call the MLC chase character, right? So Rizar. So final boss is equal to Rizar last month. So the milestone before the gold chest is the standard shard. It's where you get final boss, and it's like maxing the contest. Now, the gold chest is where you find the premium shards, where Charlotte's shards are, right? And typically, to get anything premium in Champions, it's going to require either spending or a CSS that was probably required to spend prior, right? So, so the gold chest in this extreme Blitz to the Extreme contest was actually a premium milestone, not a free milestone. And again, now we have to start using a language standard milestone, right? So the standard milestone is where you find the shard loot or the shard amount to give you for this month's standard MLC Chase Superstar. Does that make sense? I hope I said it as clear as I could. So yes, free-to-play players arguably did reach the gold chest under the old structure, under the old parameters, right? But so it would have been incredible if they would just change the color, right, of that prior and maybe put bonus so that our brains would translate it, I think, as intended. Yeah. So yeah, I think I did that justice and explained it in the way that I read the explanation, and also that's the way I tried to explain it to the leaders in our faction a little earlier, to say, hey, some of the guys are upset they didn't hit the gold chest. Those same guys are free to play grinders, and in actuality, the chest before was the real gold chest, was the standard milestone that right. We would have hit, right? So
yeah, I agree. And what's up, Hip Designer? Good to see you there. I agree with that pretty much 100%. What we saw from some of the conversation in there was very, very simply that they just probably should have put the gold visual one different. So that way we saw, because Charlotte shards are premium. So the current way that this is shaking,
they will be all
month. Yeah.
If you see Charlotte's going to be on the Portal milestone bonus, right? That's where you'll see Charlotte. You'll see Charlotte in the premium chests, right? And in the sorry, Lee, the premium milestones.
No, you're good. That's pretty well the same thing as what I was just going to say was that she is if you see her shards, they're basically premium versus guaranteed. And I really, okay, so I enjoy this format so far. We'll see what actually happens with it. But the idea was, not looking at your big spenders, but your free to play, your light spenders, $20 a month, right. $100 a month, what in that range. On average, like back when we were, much lighter players on this game, I would spend $60 a month. That was my set amount that I could use, and I would get the free character. And that was about it, right? I figured out how to do the chases, and I got to where I hit about 8 out of every 12 in a year chases. And that was me for a long time. So I would get maybe 2 characters, and that was it. And now the way they're kind of structuring it is you have a B tier that you get right away. And yes, I know there's been some controversy on, wait a second, we only got them 3-4 days in. But they still structured it like the premium rewards from having Andrade early weren't what you would normally get. You got what you would normally get, give or take, even not having him. So you get Andrade, you get an A tier character that is easier to chase for a lot of the community. And then you get 2 premiums that are absolutely spend, go after, oh my goodness, characters. Yeah, Legend Hunter pulled Andrade 6 silver today. Congratulations. That was awesome. So a free-to-play is not likely to recruit Charlotte or Rex Regum this month. That would be a very big luck. But that's the same as the way it was. Your paid characters were that way before. Did I lose your video, Rusty?
It's actually I think it's a little better because you have 4 weeks to collect their shards instead of 1 weekend contest. Right? So you have no, I'm sorry. I turned my camera off just for a second.
I was lost for a second there. I'm very confused.
Oh, it's your glasses, Lee. Is it you're seeing?
Oh, I couldn't see you. That's why. Yeah. Wow.
So here's why I think it's better. Okay, take Hall of Fame DDP for example. He was available 1 weekend, and you got what you got out of that 1 weekend milestones, and maybe if you spun the loot right a little bit, you get a few more. But if you're not spending, let's say you cap out at you're always going to cap out at a certain shard percentage. I think with the 4 weeks of slowly accumulating shards for the others, I'm thinking you're probably going to get to, I'm afraid to say a number, but I would think over 50% and maybe even 60 to 70% of those premium Rex Regum and Charlotte. So I'm thinking you'll have the opportunity in the coming months to maybe claim more shards for them from a prize wall or a milestone. At least that's my understanding, right? Is that, and by the way, today is the day, to my knowledge, that the entire community gets Andrade. Right. So, and I know they're excited. Like, why didn't we start the month with them? That's a great question. I have no idea, whatever, like by design, I know they're trying it out. I don't know if they will carry over to other contests, but it was a really interesting start to an MLC. Some people feel deflated. Others feel reinvigorated from a redesign, right?
Dang it.
Are you final bossing?
Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of play on there, but yeah. So Greg Cherrybrand, yes. So the idea was Charlotte shards were meant to be premium, and therefore the gold icon should have been up one higher, and then people would have gone, "Oh, okay, there we go. Now it makes sense," so to speak. Yeah. It wasn't, and maybe they'll address that. But everything, as far as we're looking and seeing and being told, everything that would have been in the gold, before was one lower where you could have hit. So yeah. The answer is there's nothing you can do, but it's there wasn't supposed to be anything for that, I guess, either. So, So this is a good example of now fighting 6-star silvers on the road. I let Papa Pump have a turn because I had a bad cascade, and oh my goodness, whoopsies.
What?
So,
what? Yeah.
Whoopsie doodles.
So do you have a strap and plates and all that on Final Boss already? Or are you going to build that for and we're just in the chat. So, what we're doing is demonstrating some gameplay. Hopefully you've also got to watch our break it down video or maybe one of the other content creators previews, because we're about to go in to our power rating session and we need your help. We need your feedback. Lee's going to talk us through the final boss. I keep wanting to say boss battle. That's
the final boss battle.
No, just to say, we're going to be talking about boss battle rock.
Yeah, I mean, botch gems, maybe on there. So, Gumsy, we're going to talk about that. That's been a hot topic, actually. So the ability to actually power rate someone is crucial, and
it'll prove right, Lee? It'll
What's
be
that?
like okay, let's take this comment verbatim. I hear that Final Boss is a little meh to others. Okay, let's power rate them together and compare those scores, right? I love that we can prove it. We don't
Right.
have to wonder, or we don't have to, well, certain, so in my faction they're a good feuder and they said they didn't like him, so let's put it to the test with our
That's right.
power ratings.
Well, let me hit the intro and we'll go into that. So here's the recording starting and go. What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee and Rusty from Champions Chat, and we are going to power rate The Rock, the final boss, live on stream with 60-something of our friends. We're doing an early stream today, so we appreciate those who are showing up. Rusty, what do we need to know about the power ratings, The Rock, and life in general?
The power ratings are a way for us to get clear and a standardized test to see if a superstar is good or great or not great, but it gives us a language as to why. We either have justification as to why they need to be chased, they need to be right. You need to really want this one on your roster, and if you don't have, or to go, maybe not. Maybe I don't need that, right?
Yeah.
And I love this. I was right before we started this recording in the chat. This is such a great line. This is why we do power ratings. Somebody wrote in the chat, I hear that Final Boss Rock is a little meh to the others. Okay, so that's perfect conditions for why we have the power rating. We're either going to prove that Final Boss is meh, or we're going to say, well, actually, he's on par with Muhammad Ali GOAT, or, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we're trying to do. Final Boss Rock is a defensive striker. I think that's important to keep in mind, that he's defensive and that he's designed like a defensive superstar should be.
Right.
That's all I'll say about that.
No, you're right. And I think the other thing that people are needing to keep in mind with him is he is an A tier. So think of Karrion Kross last month. Think of Devon, I think he was the month before. Think of Rock and Roman the month before that. So he is not meant to be S tier. And I know that we've had a number of questions on this. What do the tiers mean? Well, this is why power ratings are more important, I think, for the community than just using the word tier, because the tier ranking in terms of in-game, like seeing a little purple A tier on the Rock, means that shard rarity, that's all it really means in game. So B tier means that almost everybody's going to get them because they're super available. A tier means a reasonable amount of the community will get them. S tier means they're pretty rare, and so therefore a smaller portion of the community should get them. And S plus tier, although they really screwed up on this, the way they define these, because they gave Tori and she's an S plus tier, etc. But it theoretically means, like with Rex Regum, a very small percent of the community should get Rex Regum. That is the way it's designed. But it does also tend to correlate a little bit with their in-game power. So The Rock is not necessarily meant to be as powerful as Rex Regum or Vader from last month, but he should at least be on par, give or take, with the ones I just mentioned from the last 8 tiers.
Leah, I want to ask you a question that I pinned in the chat, because I think it's a great question. I want to give you my answer to it.
Okay.
I want to hear your answer to this question. Can you guys clear this power rating up? What's the minimum rating you would say is for a card or a character, right, to be chased or wanted on your roster?
Ooh.
Okay, so here's my answer. I'm looking at the entourage score more than anything. Someone that's a 4 or a 5 with the entourage score, is someone I'm probably going to chase and want on my roster. That's the way I play the game. That's not the way everyone plays the game. Some people chase pure power. Some people chase speed or readiness. So these categories, to me, the categories are scores in and of themselves that communicate value. And then the composite score at the end is the overall, I think, worth of the superstar.
Yeah.
I hope that at least that's how I answer that. Lee, do you have, how would you respond to that question?
So the minimum. So in terms of our power rating, which I now have on screen, so that you can see kind of the rubric that we're going to use here in just a few moments. The power you're talking about is 3 to 5 points is what we've seen so far. You know, equal to or greater than 60% of the meta's top end damage. I think if a character doesn't fall within that 3 to 5 range, they're just not going to get it done quick enough for most players. Which is why, you know, your 1 and 2 points, we haven't really gone back. We're going to do Road Dog maybe next week, but eventually for sure, we're going to hit Road Dog in this. But someone who could barely get past, if you're seeing a 1 or 2 points on their like in-game damage power, you're just setting yourself up for heartache. It's just not going to go well. But if you've got somebody who's in that 4 and 5, you know, point spread, you should be pretty good. Speed, kind of the same thing. Like you've talked about it a lot. Like back in the meta when X-Pac Acro was the best out there, you know, you were talking about 5-10 turn matches as the normal because it took 3 turns to get them loaded, right? That's different now. You know, you want to start loaded as close to turn 1 as possible. And especially if you're in competitive modes, you need to know that your opponent's going to start loaded turn 1 more than likely. So that 3 to 5 range is probably where you're at in the current meta. I think the 1 and 2 points exist primarily for older characters. Although we'll see as some come around. Does that give kind of a good start to that question, Rusty?
I think so. And I think if this is your first time on stream with us, I know we're streaming at a different time today. Check out how we walk through this. There'll be some voting that you can do in the chat. Lee will set up the category for us. He'll talk about the damage that he was able to achieve. And then we will weigh in on it. And so if this is your first time, stay with us and go along on this ride. And by the end of it, you'll be a pro and you'll want to cast your vote in more power ratings. I think it's something fun we do.
I think so too. So let's hop in and kind of see how this goes. Are we not live? Where did my Twitch go? Apparently I don't have the video up on Twitch. So as long as you guys can see the video, we're good. All right. So let's talk about The Rock. So The Rock has 3 primary move sets that we did on our Break It Down videos. So you want to make sure you not only follow those, but Furpo has been approving some what are they called, Rusty? Polls where we give the polls. Giveaways. That's, I don't know why that word wouldn't come to me. And the way that it's been happening is by going to our Break It Down videos and putting your name for Twitch on there. So make that a habit. Every time you see a Break It Down video from Champions Chat, put your Twitch name in there in a comment. You do have to be live on Twitch this week because we're early. We're not doing that. But you never know what next week looks like. And spoiler, it's going to be Charlotte and Rex Regum for the power rating. So Rock has 3 primary builds. We try to take the aggregate of the best build and look at what is the power, what is the speed, what is the versatility, and how much do you need to get him started, basically, with that. So I did one build, which was his power gem build. This build is the slap on the bottom, 6 MP purple move, deal damage and choose 1 row to make into 2 turn juggernaut gems. That'll make 5 random gems into botch on every countdown and 49 gems purple, so the same board or the full board at the end of the countdown. Then your Samoan drop, deal damage, choose 10 gems to make into black gems. If the opponent generated silence, you steal them. And the rock bottom, finisher, deal damage, and then bonus damage for every botch gem. Another thing to know about power ratings is we try to show you them based on the post 99 era. So this rock has the 99 MP, but I'm putting Woods on there, and technically I maybe should even put Santa Hogan on here because I don't know of a botch trainer that's plus purple and purple MP and botch. But at least I'm nerfing him enough that you see, like, okay, turn 1, turn 2, the average player post 99 MP will still hit this. So then we've got your, Barrett Barrage for botch gems do 100% more damage. Trick Stacy for botch gems do 50. And then Zombie Becky for botch gems do 60% more. So this shows close to his top end damage for this move set post 99. I also try not to use super rare trainers. So you could put Goldberg or Seth freaking Rollins in here to get more Juggernaut gems. That would also be a valid way to go. But this is kind of a blend of more top end with more accessibility. That makes sense, Rusty?
Yes. Yeah, very clear.
All right. Well, we're going to go into the gameplay. So while I'm loading that out, what are your initial impressions on Final Boss? Did you get to play him at all?
I have not, but what I've done is watched gameplay of him and looked through the moves, and this is my kind of superstar, to be honest.
Okay.
This is
Why is
one
that?
I like to frustrate my opponents. I like to do sub moves. I like to do health steal moves. I like to put my superstar in on my showdown defense and have them just avoid me because they don't want to hassle, right? I like essentially there's a lot of overlap between defensive superstars and tricksters. Those dynamics are my favorite in the game.
Right.
I like leech gems are my favorite type of special gem because they do, transference of health. So a big health steal move is just as good. So botch makes for, you can kind of cheese a win out where they can't kick out. They can break the gems, but they get zero damage. You're like, ha ha ha! Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, a couple things in the comments, then I'm going to show his damage here real quick. But yes, Beluski, I had my eyes dilated at an eye appointment, so I got to wear the Bret Harts. Mr. Cubes, great point. Goldberg and Seth won't work because he makes a row, not a number, so ignore that entirely.
Okay.
And then Gumsy, that's why you use Striker Ali. Yes, he is amazing. So let's see the botch gem damage. So we are doing 340k bonus botch gem for every botch gem on the board, and about 85% of the board is filled up. Ooh. So let's watch his health. 26 million down to 13. So that was a 13 million hit, plus he can't get out of it there. Then the board would have turned around and exploded from that with the purple gems, which we could have buffed as well. So that is a decent hit right there. 13 million, right?
Well, and let me just add this on. Damage is irrelevant if they can't kick out, right?
Right.
Damage is irrelevant if they cannot break the pin count because of the botch gems saturating the board.
Right.
So to me, that's a little bit of the nuance here that matters, right? So
yeah. No, I think that's important. I'm going to run it back one more time just so people can kind of see it and get a handle on it. And then we're going to run triple yellow. So I will say, though, when we talk about the 6 gold meta, we do need to be aware that with 6 gold meta, we had on 6 silver meta, we had 30 million as the beginning of the top end damage. And they basically doubled. Oh, that was a bad move. I did that wrong. That was on me.
Blame the glasses.
Legitimately, it is hard to see right now, but that's another thing. As long as Scott doesn't get a move here, he screwed me up. So this is a bad set all the way around. I'm gonna just clear and go back because I screwed that up. Anyways, so at the 6-star gold meta, since the gem damage is doubled, we theoretically just need to double the gem damage output, right? So theoretically, 60 million is the new number for that. Am I right?
That's crazy, bro. Whether you're right or wrong, that's crazy.
Yeah, Legend Hunter says 60 million. So I hit him with the Stevie one. Wow. Whoa. Pause.
I always like the Ray Charles. Call him the Ray Charles instead of Stevie.
There you go. There you go. But I mean, Professor and Davey were saying they easily hit 30 million. I don't know if that was on gold, because unfortunately I couldn't be on the stream last night. But yeah, I don't know if that was. Oh, and see, this one is not a great setup. There we go. That'll work. I don't know if that was on the gold account or not, but 30 million for an A tier is respectable. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
It did it again. Did it again. Yeah, health does go up by 2.5, so maybe it should be higher than 60. So that'll be something we kind of tweak as we go. But that is true.
I've got the poll ready, Lee. You let me know when you're ready to fire off the power poll.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get to where Scott didn't screw up my stuff here, and he did again. So this is again, the defensive characters. Oftentimes, the defensive characters are more board dependent than the aggressive characters, just as a rule of thumb. But even you having that ready, we do want to look at triple yellow real quick as well. So let me try and get one good round with this move set, and then we'll go triple yellow just real quick, and then we'll power rate him.
So I love that question. Like with this setup, is the Hitman's battle armor skill plate worth equipping? I can't think of a better superstar to put it on.
Fatu.
And who?
Fatu.
Well, that's why I can't think of it. I love Fatu. But as I watch, if I had that plate, which I'm, gosh, if everything goes perfect this weekend, I'll be able to claim it from the prize wall. But like, I would put that plate on Final Boss in a second, assuming I didn't have Fatu.
Right. Okay, there we go. Now we can get a good read on this. So I used the Hitman's battle armor on it right there. So you just saw all his MP went away, which is what that's why I needed that swipe to work. Because now we can control Scott Steiner and we're good to go. So we're going to hit the finisher, 26 million damage on the board right there. So now he's down to 14. So it was again about 13 million. And unfortunately he didn't kick out. I need him to kick out to see the other move. But either way, in testing, then the purple goes off, blows up the whole board. So we go from 13 million to about 25 million in my past testings on this. But you saw he didn't get, I mean, it is 6 silver as opposed to 6 gold, but he didn't kick out of anything. Not a single thing we did with that was he able to be kicked out. So that is a good hole to point out in our power rating system, Rusty. But I'm going to guess, Rusty, that the move set that you are going to enjoy the most is actually triple yellow.
Hey, I love it. Hey, and the chat has some great feedback for us, Lee. They were on the stream last night with Professor and Cesaro. They watched the stream, and they never ran triple black on stream. So what you just showed the community was actually the first time they've seen it. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, that wasn't triple black. It had but if they did run triple black before, and I don't know. Like I say, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch them do that. But that'd be great if that's the first time anybody saw it. That's fantastic.
We're trying to avoid making vision jokes today.
I mean, I do know some visually impaired.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. Community in the chat. Here we go. That's purple and black. For sake of me getting through the trainers super quick, understand that I'm putting the purple move trainer on there knowing that's not the right one, but it will save me having to scroll through and find Kofi, and all I'm trying to do is negate but that's not going to work plus 99 MP. That's all I'm going for there. So
right.
Just mind that. But
substitute teacher as a trainer.
That's the substitute. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to do it. That is our substitute
and
teacher.
Belusky says they were playing with Ghostbuster plates last night, so we're doing something totally different.
Yeah, that doesn't count in my book. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, what am I going for? Make 40 mine random gems. There it is. Okay, so this is the triple yellow build. This one is very control E. Very, very, very control E. We're going to have to refill that before this is up. But it does a very good job. Just quite frankly. On the bottom, you've got the sharpshooter, color submission, choose 8 gems to make into yellow subs and do 400k damage for 5 turns, but those don't turn into anything. Spinebuster, deal damage and steal health. And then the People's Elbow finisher, make the whole board yellow. Here's the one catch with this moveset. It is a 7 MP charge move to load. So technically, to be started loading turn 1, you would need to put a 2 MP trainer here.
Or have a feud line bonus, right?
You'd need Santa and a feud line bonus. Yes, that's
brutal.
right. But I still want to show it this way real quick first, and then I'll show the other on there. So this is your your health steal guys, 150% from one, and then another 100% from Shinsuke, and then yellow gems do 30%. So I'll show you it with this, and then we'll put in the nerf so that you can see what it'll be that way. But this is very controlling. Like, you literally steal health, sub them, steal health, sub them. So 17 million health.
I love that.
Gone.
That is my kind of gameplay.
I knew it. Then you
Acro
just make
Eddie
yellows. Acro Eddie for life.
That's right. That's the way I like to feud. I like a long feud. I like a feud that frustrates my partner as well as my opponent.
Oh my goodness. Remind me not to feud with you this weekend.
I always know what it is I'm the second guy in the lobby, so they never see me coming. Then they're like, dang it, he joined my room again.
Right. Wow. So one full cycle is about 28 million cycle one. Turn one, cycle one.
What's up, Leisha, darling? Online with us today. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? Faction mate. Everybody follow Leisha on the Twitches. I don't think
she's actually a better streamer than we are, just for the record.
I mean, that's not hard.
We're just old dudes with like optical assisting devices,
Right. So. Yeah, we are. Well, let's close this one out real quick with the trainer swap because you would need the 2 MP to start loaded turn 1 here, and then we'll do the not really, but the heart. I can't finish the other side because I'm scrolling here real quick, but
oh, here you go. Send it out for you.
Send it out for you.
That's very hip. It's very Gen Y or Gen Z.
Very Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen Alpha doesn't do that anymore.
What is Gen Alpha? Is that after Gen Z?
Yeah, that's the youngsters. That's like my son. He's gonna be 13. Yeah. He's
they do
Gen
the hand
Alpha.
heart for sure. Yeah, they do that.
Oh, okay.
And they say things are like skibbity, Ohio cringe, and stuff like that.
Skibbity. My son likes this thing called Skibbity Toilet, and I'm like, what the heck is that? Like,
they call their friends Rizzlers. So.
He just yelled from the other room, "Not anymore, Dad." Wow.
You're telling his secrets, bro.
That's right. Okay, so without your other guy on there, without Clubber, it's a 10 million health steal followed by a sub. Make sure you make enough to refill the move. I did not on the last one. That was just user-defined error. But so you go into the sub. It does 400k times 6. Wow, I'm really subbing him down there. So that's 8, 1.6. That's another 3 million. And then I'm going to hit the finisher so that we can see that. So we're at 13 million plus whatever the gem damage on the finisher, and the 2 million from that is. So that's another 10. So no matter what, Rock is coming in about 25-ish million. 25-ish million. So let's go over to the power ratings here, and let's start knocking this out. So you know what? Actually, I need to figure out what this is now. So we said S plus tier is equal to 100% of the new top end. The new top end is going to be about 60. That's where we're going to start. We might adjust that as we go, but that's where we're going to start. I couldn't get him to do 60 million, Rusty. 2530
Power
was
poll
my...
is live. Power poll is live, pinned in the chats. You've got 3 minutes to vote as Lee talks us through the power.
Well, I appreciate power is objective, so we don't necessarily have to poll on that one. It's more the subject. So the first two we can just look at and say, here's what it is. But it's okay. So 80% of 60 million. I got to do the
Lee,
math
what you
because we
just
haven't done
did
this one
is called
before.
voter suppression, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Wow. Anyway. So 80%, so 4 points S tier would be 48 million would be what they need to hit to go there. Again, we might need to kind of adjust our expectations to understand 6 gold a little bit as we go, but we'll get there. And then 60 million times 0.6 is about 36 million. So let's just call it where we're at. A tier right now is about 30 million. S tier is about 48 million, 45, 48 million, and S plus tier is about 60 million. We will adjust those as we get further into the meta. Also, I'm on Tronquillo. Thank you. There we go.
And yeah, just for the record, right? People are saying, well, Cesaro hit 80 million last night. True. But they were also demonstrating top-end gameplay with ultra rare plates, Ghostbuster plates, every trick in the book. We're trying to demonstrate what would the majority of the community be able to accomplish as a sense of normalcy instead of the abnormal end of the curve. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. That makes total sense on there. So I can't see the poll or how we're going on there, but just being, I mean, objective. I'm not trying to voter suppress, but objectively, if he's hitting about 30 million, you're at 3 points. You're at A tier ranking.
Yeah, and that's what the vote said. So the people have it. There were 55% said 3, which and then there were no 2 or 1s, right? So some people, they're still learning kind of how this vote works and how we're doing it. But we'll have our next category as soon as this poll closes.
Let me talk about speed while we're doing that.
Yeah, you can start talking about speed, but I've got about 45 seconds before I can put the next poll up.
Okay, sounds good. So that's about what it'll take me to explain speed. So on the speed side, another objective curve for this one, and then the rest it takes a little bit of us working together, is on 5 points. And keep in mind, I can't see very well right now. For a 5-point rating on there, 2 of the following are true. MP charge is equal to or less than 6 MP, at least for the move that gets everything started. That doesn't have to be every move, but like that needs to, if it's going to count for all of them, that first 6 MP move needs to be able to then charge the other moves. So 6 MP, moves recycle flawlessly, and or the animations are quick. But ultimately, to get a top point in this, they need to be able to win in about 45 seconds in feud. And I know that seems crazy for a lot of people, but that is where your leaderboard rankings are going to go. And that's 5 points is a leaderboard ranking category. For 4 points, you need 2 of the following to be true. MP charges 7 or less. Moves recycle flawlessly, and animations are fairly quick, resulting in a win in about 60 seconds in feud. And then for 3 points, MP charge is 8 or more, but can be offset with common trainers. Moves recycle most of the time, and animations are not overly long, so you'd win within about 1 to 2 minutes in feud. So you ready to put up the speed one, Rusty?
It's live.
It's live, pal.
2 minutes to vote.
So let's take a look at the numbers while they're voting here real quick. So
again about the top end of speed.
Top end of speed would be 6 MP or less.
And so we have to acknowledge that that moveset was 7, right? And it's because somebody said, yeah, but you wouldn't get that turn 1. Like you kind of forged it
correct
with the health steal on turn 1. So
that's why on the power rating scale here, there is a marker for, I know it's harder to read because there's a lot on one page, but so 4 points would be charges 7 or less. Because you can get there with trainers. I mean, it's going to take a lot. And then 8 or less, or 8 or more, sorry, on 3-point scale.
Got 1 minute left on the vote.
Okay, well so the triple yellow, which I think most people are going to use because it's a really control-y build, is 7 MP. So, and that does get the others loaded, so that would count for that. However, your botch gym build and your power gym build are 6 MP because this move right here does charge the others. However, is he going to win in 45 seconds in feud? Is he going to win in a minute in feud? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to hit that quickness because it is very defensive build.
Yeah, I don't think he's designed to hit that kind of speed.
Right. Which is okay. Like that's not a bad thing for a character. It just means they're very control, and defensive class should be very controlling. Not every defensive class can be Zombie Dom and Hall of Fame DDP. Like those guys are the anomalies.
Zombie Gunther without his plate is a great comparison.
Yes.
He exemplifies the category really well.
Yes.
You've got to lay down the sub. You've got to charge the silence gems, and then you have to, recycle it all with the finisher. And he's slow. He doesn't always recycle unless you have that plate. So the plate is kind of like a hack that makes him not as slow as most defensive category is.
Right. So I can see that we're polling trending really hard towards 4. I'll give a few minutes or the rest of the timer for that to
polls closed.
Oh, it closed? Okay. Well, so then I mean the community has said 4. I would say I agree with that in principle. I would say the question mark for your top end players is going to be, will he win in under a minute in feud? But your top end players are also going to have a lot more things that will trick that out. So
yeah. So does that mean he's kind of going to be a 3 for the majority of the community that doesn't have a 17K Santa? And
if you don't have 17K Santa, you absolutely would not get started turn 1. But that then goes into the readiness category, which is what we're about to put up. So let me explain readiness. On a 5-point scale, the 5 end would be character needs nothing, 0 or 1 special things. That's a special plate, special gear, special moment. He doesn't have gear or moments, so those don't count. Or a top end very rare trainer. So what do I mean by that? Carmelo would be a very rare trainer. Dual MP guys would be a very rare trainer.
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, yeah. Sherry +4 on multi-gems, which doesn't count for him, but she would be a very rare trainer. Ones that the majority of the community have, like that doesn't count as a special need.
Like a moment as well?
Yeah, if there were a moment need, a special plate, gears, or a very rare trainer. So that's 5. For a 4, character needs 2 special things, plate, gear, moment, etc. They have to have at least 2 to really fire. And then for a 3, character needs 3 special things, and a 4 for a 2, 4 special things. And nobody has yet gotten a readiness score of 1, but that's just basically like, why does this character even exist?
There are some.
There will be. Yeah, wait till we get to it.
I played with like the old Earthquake, and they were like 14 MP charge finishers, and the moves didn't load one another, and it was like, what is this? This is horrible.
Yep. So is the poll live, Rusty, for readiness?
It is now.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and talk about readiness. Now let's have a little bit more discussion on the speed, because I've seen a number of comments on there saying it seems like that 4 is a little too high. So we might need to at least caveat that to say, is that?
I think he should be a 3 based on the rarity of the thing needed potentially. With the 17K Santa, like I'm a pretty hard player at this point and still don't have that, and I think I represent a good conglomeration of the community, unless there are other things needed beyond that.
Well, I mean, we can put it as a 3 with. I mean, he's kind of. I'd see it as a tweener, somewhere between 3 and 4, for sure. So
And we don't
we've set
do
up.
decimals. If this is your first time with us, we just vowed we
Sorry,
will
baby
round
ice.
down if it's a decimal. If it's like we don't want to be too generous with our scoring. We'd rather be conservative with our scoring and then say, "Oh, you guys got it wrong. He's better than you said." We would way rather someone say they're pleasantly surprised than they're frustrated they saw our power rating and brought up the wrong guy and didn't get the results they wanted to see.
Right. Well, then where are we at on? I can't see the thing without moving all my windows. How's the poll going for
sure.
readiness?
Readiness, we've got about 30 seconds left, and it's a very close vote.
Uh-huh.
5, 4, and 3 all have two to three votes separately. So cast your vote if you have not.
Right. And sometimes we have to just like speak it. I mean, the reality is if the power players were on here saying, "Oh, if he has drip, if he has that, if he, that would be those things," but that would then raise the other scores. Right. For what we showed, there was really nothing rare that he needed. Right. Yeah. So I wouldn't go lower than a 4 personally, but
so 4's won the vote. Polls closed, 38%, and I'm not sure everyone knew what readiness meant. I think we do have some folks new with us in this power rating, which we love. We're so glad. Spicy Pepper, what's up?
What's up, Spicy Pepper?
PM crowds are becoming AM crowds.
Right.
Well, at least specific.
Well, that's where I would say this is kind of where we need to make a little bit more of an executive decision because he doesn't have gear. There's no moment. What would be needed to get him ready other than basic trainers? I can't think of anything. And even if somebody says, well, he needs this one thing, well, that still counts in the 5 category. If he only needs one.
Yeah. I think
so for me, that's got to be a 5.
Especially with how many in the community got those massive amounts of Kyrie shards. So they have a great bleed. Not Kyrie. Hang on. The health steal. Who's the big health steal? 100%
Clubber.
Health steal trainer.
Clubber's 150%. But then if you run Clubber, you'd have to.
No, I was thinking of someone else.
Oh, gotcha.
I was on a wrong. No, yeah, Clubber. In my mind, I cannot get Clubber and Creed Apollo. I cannot separate the two boxers because of that event. But no, yeah, Clubber. I think free. Everyone had him, right?
Right.
Super free.
Right. Well, if you played at that time, so the characters, people who weren't playing at that time would say, "Wait a second, he's not." But everybody else got him pretty much.
Yes,
so that is
you did,
and that would still count as one special thing. So 5. So go ahead and put up the versatility poll, and let me talk about that real quick because we still want to rate Andrade, and this one's going a little bit slower than usual, which is not a bad thing. So for versatility, what's that?
I just say I think we're teaching a little more than we normally do because of the early stream and having a little different crowd on with us.
That's right. I agree. And it's we want people to get used to this system, and then it can go faster for next week because, spoiler, Charlotte and Rex Regum are amazing. Anyway, so for a 5 on your points rubric for versatility, the character would be competitively usable in feud, boss, and showdown. Character has special gem types that help them for boss or extreme rules. That's a 5. A 4 is character is competitively usable in at least 2 modes, feud, boss, showdown. Character has gems that help in extreme rules or boss battle. And then a 3 would be character is competitively usable in only 1 mode, feud, boss, or showdown. Character might be a sleeper for boss. So Rusty, given the speed and power rating, I can tell you right off the bat that a lot of people are not going to use him as their main go-to in feud.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. But did the poll? Okay, poll is live. Versatility poll is live. Um, you're right. I think he does two really good, or maybe even three modified gym types. So
Right.
boss battle, I'm thinking A plus on boss battle
I
because
can
we're
see
playing
that.
at one speed anyway, right?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Showdown, I like him as showdown defense. Like he's gonna hold down the house, man. Nobody's gonna want to come get final boss, I think, because of how frustrating that health steal is gonna be. Um, Feud, you're totally right on Feud though. He ain't
He's
gonna
not going to
be
be a go-to for feud. But
if you
most A
pull him
tiers aren't. I mean,
right,
again,
right.
give or take.
But see, Devon is different because
Right.
he is a specialist that snuffs out showboats.
Right.
Final Boss does have a reversal, but
It's a
it doesn't
weak.
take out a category. It doesn't take out a
Right.
class.
Silence gems, and there's not really a
Right.
whole lot of people that are
Oh,
crushing
I
it
mean,
with
Zombie
silence
Gunther,
gems.
he would love to meet Zombie Gunther in a dark alley, but that's a really niche situation, isn't it?
That's awesome. Yes.
It's
That
like,
was that was just awesome.
yeah. Or like Tommaso Ciampa, the Blackheart. He would love
Oh
to meet
wow.
Ciampa in a dark alley, but
Is the
that's
poll
like,
live or is it done? Oh,
it's about
it's
30
live.
seconds left. 30 seconds
Okay.
left. And yeah, so right now the fives are at 63%. I haven't voted. I'm gonna vote down here.
Yeah.
Um, I'm voted 3. So, and I think you
Yeah.
can change your vote until the poll closes.
Right.
Fours,
Well,
I have it on lockdown though for about 5 more seconds. Fours have it. They're gaining votes.
yeah.
So
Well, there's just no way that he
closed.
could. What's that?
I said the poll is closed.
What was it?
73% put 4.
I'd agree. I'd be a 3/4 because I think your point though is the showdown defensive build with triple yellow is phenomenal. So that was a really
That's me.
weird.
That's me getting excited.
That was really weird.
It's
All
like
right,
I
let's
was
talk about
turning into
entourage
a
ability. Here's
CNN
where I think he's actually going to do really well comparatively. For entourage, a 5 means that this is an essential trainer or coach that adds something you don't want to go into battle without. A 4 means widely used trainer coach, and it's going to help the character reach their full potential that it's on. A 3 would mean a niche trainer and coach ability, may not be used much, but it's very valuable. And a 2 would be one that you're using only because you don't have somebody else who can do the job better. So let me go back to the game for just a second here.
Okay, poll is
Uh,
live. I accidentally clicked launch poll. Read us
you're
that
fine.
entourage ability, Lee.
So it is one you're going to like. Black moves start with 2 more MP.
Yes.
And reinforced gems do 75% more damage.
Ooh.
So it has your MP in there, which we've
Who
said you kind of need to be in the top echelons unless it's a very good otherwise ability.
Lee? Who really buff? Who does he buff? Who does reinforce and black?
Okay, let me go through my reinforced guys in my head. So let's see.
I
Hall of Fame
can't think
Triple
of
H
any.
would not benefit. He would benefit hugely from the 75%, but not from the MP. Uh,
For
Showboat
those of you
Zombie
trying to vote,
Lashley.
wait, can't vote. No vote available. No, go up to the top where I pinned it. Hip designer. I can see the poll. Am I the only person that voted? Can they
Can I
not all
read his
vote?
training ability again? I will, yeah. Black 26k black moves start with 2 more MP. Reinforced gems do 75% more damage. That reminded of the Kingpin of that noise. Showboat
Weird.
Bulldog. There we go. BG Dats. Although
Oh
he's red
yeah.
and oh yeah, but
No,
he would be
yellow. It's the yellow black move set.
yellow black. Yeah. Several are saying not letting them vote.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But we're seeing him
Oh
in the
no, I
chat
actually have
here.
5 votes. I have 5 votes live. Maybe hit refresh, guys. Okay, I got 6 votes live. I don't know
Try
why
hitting
it.
refresh. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know why.
Can you extend it for another few seconds?
No, but what I can do is I can do a new poll that's just between 3, 4, and 5. Okay,
Okay.
so we're only going to vote on those numbers on Entourage, and we're only going to vote 5, 4, or 3. It's going to go live for 1 minute. This is going to be a
I was gonna say, don't be
1 minute
2 minutes.
speed poll. 1 minute speed poll. It is live. Okay, you got a 3, a 4, or a 5 on Entourage ability. What is 5 again, Lee? Remind us.
So 5 is an essential trainer coach ability that adds something you don't want to go into battle without. And we have said that in order to be in that category, it needs to have MP in there, or it needs to be something that is just like so great it doesn't even matter if you have the MP. So like Sherry's trainer coach ability would be a 5, even though it doesn't have MP. A 4 would be widely used trainer coaching ability, helps the character it's being used on to reach their full potential. A 3 would be a niche trainer coaching ability, might not be used that much, but it is valuable when it's needed. And a 2
seconds.
would be something that it doesn't do the job.
All right, so I'm going to assume some in the chat could not vote. It was a 50-50 tie in the poll. We're going to throw out the number 5 altogether.
Okay.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threes, 1, 2, and 3 fours. So 4 or 3 is right there. That would be about 11, 12 people have voted in each poll. So that's our full number.
Okay. I could see the niche trainer coaching ability, might not be used much, but versatile, valuable when needed. I could also see that it might be widely used and it's helping the character reach their full potential, but only people who are using black moves with reinforced gems, which the fact that I couldn't think of anybody right off the top of my head does say maybe it is a little more niche.
Yeah, I think it's a 3 because I want black MP and reinforce. I don't want one or the other. I've got Nikki Cross that can give me that 2 black MP. I've got, the old Farouk can give me 2 black and a purple, right? So the reinforce, it's got to do, and I'm wondering, is there a superstar this month that he directly benefits that we just have overlooked? Does he help Tranquillo?
Well, even still, it'd still be niche if it's only 1 or 2 characters.
Right.
So I'm going through them in my brain. This is the bad thing about doing four videos with 3 at least builds each. Is I'm going through 16 movesets in my head. That okay, so Charlotte Flair is still health or green gems, so no. Triple H is pyro. And Andrade might be reinforced, but it's still either way. We need to close the loop on this, and I think we
got
in
Professor in the chat with us, Lee. I want you to follow Professor. I didn't put the exclamation point. Doggone it. There we go. Did that work?
So, Professor, if you're in the chat with us here, real quick. On the power ratings, without using super rare builds, I was hitting in that 25-30 million range. We've kind of said that for the top end of 6-star gold, this should say gold damage here. 6-star god damage. Gold damage, that really it should start at about 60 million in order to be competitive with what we had before. Were you able, without using like the drip or anything super rare, to get him in that 40, 50 million, 60 million range? Well, I think for the Entourage ability, Rusty, are we saying it's a 3 because it was pretty much divided?
I think here's why I think it has to be a 3, because we cannot think of multiple superstars that utilize black MP and reinforced gems So that's pretty niche. I mean, niche.
Niche.
I think the threes have it, right? Especially like laying out Farouk, right? You got Farouk that's giving you black and purple, right? So he might help you more, unless you have a. Okay, so Showboat KO is a great example. I could not compromise his red MP load to use Final Boss Rock in a feud. Like I could not, I would not get a turn to utilize that damage. I would already be eliminated.
Well, I mean, there we go. So then let's close the loop on Rock, especially if we're going to try and get Andrade in here today.
Idola.
But El Idolo. So 18 out of 25. That is not bad. Carrion Cross would be our most comparable, and he was also 18 out of 25. So on the A tier side of things, it lines up. It matches. Yeah. So that's it for this video.
The metric is working.
Yeah, the system is working, even though we might wish and 18 is not a bad rating. My goodness, it's not a bad rating. So
especially if you get them through gameplay this month.
Right. I would agree. All right. Well, Rusty, take us out, and then we'll stay on the Twitch because we're going to keep doing some things, but we're going to close out this video.
Hey, thanks for being on this power rating with us. And if you are one of the lucky duckies that wins or earns Final Boss Rock, and you figure out a way to use that reinforce trainer ability, let us know that we got it wrong. Or maybe even in the future, there's a superstar that's going to come out that he totally enhances in a way we never even thought of. So we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
All right. There's that one. Do we want to go straight into Andrade, or you got something else for us, Rusty?
Let me look at. I just want to double check Discord, make sure we don't have any messages from across the pond, as we say in the international stream world, right?
How my eyes
doing? It's so funny. Oh my
gosh, everything's so bright. Oh, okay, I can't do that. Ooh.
On our Discord, they are really having a lot of fun with your glasses.
Awesome.
Remember the Christmas story when the kid, he's blind and then it was so poisoning. The mother washed his mouth out. And McDuck said, please share that with Lee because I know he won't be able to see it on stream today.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Yeah. A guy for one day streams like the Hitman in cosplay, and he's corporate Bret Hart. All right.
Corporate. Well, and I got the Dominator's drip on, so I'm going to lead a wedding here in just a little bit, and I had my eyes dilated for new glasses prescription because I'm way out of prescription on this. So
10 centimeters, right? Isn't that why you had them dilated too?
I can give birth now. Yeah. Wow.
No, we don't have anything.
As the Daviest would say, pause.
All right. Are you ready to show Andrade? Are you ready to show him off? Do you have his gear?
I think so.
What all do you have with Andrade?
What do we have? Well, hold on. We need to start the new video if we're going to do that.
But he changed his name to Mr. Charlotte Flair. He took on her name.
Wow. Hold on. I need to fix the plates though. Trap gems in purple.
Yeah. You work
on
that.
Trap gems in purple here.
A couple of questions. So the Professor's Rock Can Smack video is dropping soon, and we pinned how you can follow Professor in the chat. We'd love for you to all that, like and subscribe and check out his content. He's one of our favorite content creators. Also, we got some first-time people in the chat with us today because of our earlier time. So what we're doing is a little system we call the power rating, where the community gets to weigh in on new superstars. And we have some raiders coming in from Iceman's chat. Lee, I'll let you kick us off. I'm going to turn off cam just for a second and grab a little drink before I jump back in on power rating.
All right, sounds good. I'll kick the video in. What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat. Rusty's here. He's just dark for a moment. And yes, I know I'm wearing glasses. I had my eyes dilated. I can't see the screen at all without these on here. It's just too bright. So anyway, what are we doing here? We are power rating Andrade Tranquillo. The power rating system is something that Rusty created. We had some of the top feuders in the game speak into it to say, what does this actually look like in terms of how we do things? So let me run through what a power rating looks like real quick, and then we're going to show some gameplay for Andrade. So the power rating is a 5-point rubric broken down 5 ways. So the 5 points would be, your top end guys, 5 points in that area, 4, 3, 2, 1. We did put tiers in the points rubric, but that's not necessarily to line up with the tiers that Scopely uses. So 5 points would be S tier plus. So that means a character in power might be S tier or S plus tier, where in their readiness they'd be lower. So power is just straight gem or move damage, and in the 6-star gold meta, we are estimating, because it's still new, so this might shift a little, we're estimating that your current meta's top end damage needs to begin at 60 million. That is S plus tier, right? So S plus tier is somebody who's doing 60 million or more damage. Then on your speed, it's how fast are they getting loaded. So for example, moves are 6 MP or lower, so it's easy to start loaded in feud or other modes. They recycle quickly. Animations are quick. Recycle flawlessly. Animations are quick. And this is somebody in a feud environment. You would win in about 45 seconds. 4 points would mean you win in about 60 seconds, and maybe they have a 7 MP move. And then 3 points would be they've got 8 or more MP. Your readiness is how many things does this character need to hit? Like, do they need to have a special plate or a gear or a moment? And for things like special trainers, maybe the dual MP trainers that are not rare, or Sherry, or I'm sorry, that are rare. And then versatility is, are they good in feud, boss battle, showdown? And entourage ability is how good are they as a trainer. So that's the breakdown. Let's look at Andrade with some gameplay. And he does have the gear on this account. So we're going to run him. This moveset is what I think most will end up using. We get the Tornado DDT, deal damage, and make 10 gems black. The release front suplex, deal damage, make 25 gems into trap gems. If your opponent breaks them, you steal health. If you break them, you deal additional damage. And then a 6 MP jumping Insuguri, deal damage, choose 7 gems to make into 1-turn countdown gems that'll deal 500k damage and make 5 random gems purple. On the strap and plates, initially, I'm going to show the Barber's Blade because this is on the prize wall for this reason. Whenever you make 6 or more trap gems, increase your black gem damage by 75%. But actually, I don't think that's the best way to go just because of the countdowns. Is it the Hard Times plate? Let's see, whenever you make countdown, Cora Jade plate. Here it is. The Cora Jade plate's the one I'm going to show you on the next round. Whenever you make 6 or more countdown gems, increase your purple gem damage because that's what it counts down to. And then just for fun, I've added the Chelsea plate. Whenever you make 15 or more trap gems, increase your purple move damage. I'll run it without that on the next run. Rusty, I said a lot of words. Now I'm going to play. What do you think?
El ídolo. I think that's great. I love this superstar's design, his art look. He kind of reminds me of Red Skull from the Marvel Universe with the mask on. And I think it's a really fresh take on gameplay.
Nice.
Lay down those countdown gems reminds me of Ghostbuster Cena.
Yeah. That's right. Ghostbuster Cena, by the way, is not going to hold up well in the new era, unfortunately.
Boy, we had a magical summer at 6-star bronze, didn't we, Ghostbuster Cena?
Yeah. I did that wrong. And he's going to whoop my butt because of it. Hold on. This is now 2 videos in a row where I've screwed up the match 5.
You might
But
not.
again, I'm having
Maybe
trouble
Big Papa
seeing the
Pump.
gem board.
I think Big Papa Pump is too much for you, man. You need to choose Sami Zayn or somebody you can handle.
Well, yeah, that's probably fair, actually. That's
What
probably
was his
fair.
catchphrase he would always say? Oh, can we say it? I don't remember what it was.
Sammy's or Papa Pump?
Papa Pump, Big Papa Pumps. I don't remember what it was.
He'd say Big Papa Pump as you hook up, holla if
That's
you hear
right.
me.
Holla if you hear me. That's right.
And then he'd just say, to all my freaks out there.
Right. And he had his chainmail hat.
Right. I have chainmail. I could wear my chainmail sometime.
Wow.
Whoa.
I learn new things about you each stream. I am constantly, I leave with a sense of amazement.
Every time.
I'm going to pin Professor's video here in the chat. He's got his final boss rock video live. Mama Rhodes. He's coming for you, Mama Rhodes.
So, Professor, since you're in the chat there, can you just give us a hint at, this is why I don't like the matchy stuff sometimes.
Uh-oh. Do you need to go to like easy mode or like a different tour?
I mean, we beat him, and that was 10 million damage, even screwing up, but I got to do it one more time here.
And you've got the gear on?
Yeah, he does have the gear, so, there's no way to take it off.
Right.
It's on the account. It's
Purple
75%
gems.
purple gem damage.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. I think he needs it.
So, Professor, give us a hint. How good did he hit with what you did? I don't want people to not watch your video. I want you to build intrigue.
Are you talking final boss or Andrade?
Final boss, yeah, for his final boss video.
Ooh.
What'd he say? I can't read the chat.
He didn't say anything. He said, make your own dang video. 60 to 70 million, he said, with 99 MP.
60, 70 with 99 MP. Does it work post 99 MP? And why can't I fight the Heart of Jade Plate?
I was going to say, I think that's why he specified, because he had, damage trainers where there would have been MP trainers.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, but that is fair to say you get the Rock this month, you're going to use the snot out of him.
This month and next month. So 2 months.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's this month and next month. You're gonna use the snot out of him, and Professor's video is the one you need to watch to make sure you know how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see if I can totally redeem myself here. I think I'm seeing a way I cannot cascade this, but either way. So you're gonna drop the countdown gems,
month, you guys.
What's that?
Well, Real Breaker is cracking up. They were like, but you need to get him this month to get that, the tour, the victory tour, and all that. I don't want to propagate a sense of FOMO, but I just want you to get the best as early as you can for the community.
That's true. All right, so that worked. 20 million. It's 25 million.
But that took some choosy, right? You had to play that smart, right?
I did, and I mean, I definitely screwed it up a couple times. But keep in mind, I'm not seeing super well right now. The next couple hours, my eyes are a little bit. All
I'm saying,
I think that's his best moveset, to be honest.
What I was saying is, it's not just click and spam, click. It's like click and select strategically. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that matters if we're doing this kind of video to say. He's kind of Pat Patterson-y. Like you can get that damage, but you gotta know how to run him. You gotta maybe watch some gameplay vids.
Yep. He does have a botch gym build, and so you've got that. This is where I think if Rock would have had his trainer ability and vice versa, it'd actually been better, because he's got botch gyms do 75% and black moves start with 2. So if that were final boss's training ability, the Rock would coach Andrade, and that's usually the way it works. Is the given away character and the chase character tend to like coach each other, and that doesn't quite work out the same way here. But his botch gym build, I didn't see it hitting near as hard, and his steel health, while 1.5 million health is good in the 6 gold meta, that's a tickle. That's a very light tickle.
So, but Andrade does not have a reinforced move, correct?
He doesn't.
Okay.
Not that I
Okay.
saw anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I did a lot of
No.
previews again.
I just was double checking because of the way, kind of the cross training ability. But that's
Right.
not possible.
Yeah, it doesn't
See,
seem
Professor.
possible. Professor out?
Yes.
All right. Well, darn. I was going to let him speak into some things here. So let's do the objective on power and speed, and then we'll put up the poll on readiness and versatility.
Sensei Kreese, one of my favorites, said you should try building the 5 match the other way. Instead of making the match in the 1 or 7 column, build it so the match will be 2 or 6 column. That will put the wild card on the edge, which gives a smaller chance of cascade.
That is fantastic. Thank you for that insight. Yes.
That's why he's the sensei, and we are the white belts, just learning, okay?
Hey, I'm a black belt, just not in this game. Well, let's hit the 2 objective ones real quick, because on the power, he's hitting similar, maybe a slight bit lower than Final Boss Rock as we rated him. So on the power, he's a 3. Like, he's a 3 or a 2, although I wouldn't jump into that because he did around 25 million turn 1 fairly easily. So
at gold
for right now,
right now he's at gold, right?
He's at 3 gold, but I was at 5 gold, but we were fighting higher, and that's kind of where we're ranking the meta now. Is it? Sorry, 6 gold. I knew what I was saying. I just didn't know what I was thinking. So that's a 3, right?
Yeah, based on the chart. Yeah, that's
right.
kind of pre-assigned. We don't vote on power. We've kind of got it distributed already.
Right. And then similar with speed, if you look at his moves in the set there, they're all going to load turn 1. Just the difference would be after plus 99, you would have to do a 5 and a 3 match instead of just the 5 match that I did. But it'll still load everything else out turn 1 pretty much the same. So, I mean, he does have charge of 6 or less. His moves do recycle flawlessly. The animations are quick, but will he win in under 45 seconds with that power hit? That's the big question. So you got a speed poll ready for us?
No, we were having a great conversation about me being some said I was your translator, and others said I was your seeing eye dog. So
wow. See what happens here, Rusty. See what happens.
Speed poll is going live. It's going to be a 1-minute poll because this is a simple category. Firing now.
All right, so a 5 in speed. Moves are 6 MP or less, which is true for his move that fills everything up. Moves recycle flawlessly, which is fairly true. And animations are quick, resulting in a win under 45 seconds in feud. I don't see him winning in under 45 seconds in feud. He's going to take multiple cycles to win. So number 4 would be at least 2 of the following are true. MP charges 7 or less, which is true. Moves recycle flawlessly, and or animations are fairly quick. A win in under 60 seconds in feud. And then a number 3 would be move charges 8 or more, but can be offset with trainers. Moves recycle most of the time. Animations might be a little bit longer, and you're probably not going to win a feud match in less than a minute or 2. So that's your top 3 points.
Just want to check. Can everyone vote? Is the poll live in the room, and can everyone vote? Because I only had about 4 votes, and they were all 3. I hit refresh, and I don't see the poll anymore. Okay. Sometimes my browser gets a little screwy. I think the poll would be closed by now because it was only a 1-minute poll, and the 3s were unanimous.
It did, yeah.
Okay.
So the 3s, I would just say charge is right, but won't win in feud quickly would be where I'm at with that one.
Okay. You know what? I had just had too many things pinned. That's where the poll was hidden for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get rid of all the other pins. Well,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get the readiness poll
Okay.
live. Give it 2 minutes, minute and a half, something like that. Readiness means character needs 0 to 1 special things to make them work well. So the Heart of Jade plate would be my go-to for that, as that is one special thing that can still count as 5. He doesn't really need rare trainers per se. On the 4 point, character needs 2 special things: plate, gear, moment, etc., or rare trainers. And then a 3 point would be character needs 3 special things: plate, gear, moment, or etc. Honestly, on this one, I don't think he really needs much. I mean, his trainers are pretty straightforward. You're talking about 2 of them are free to play ones. One of them's Acro Dragon, which they've given out a number of times. The other one I used was Zombie Cody, and he's fairly common in the community, but you don't even necessarily need him.
Right.
He did have gear on, but that was I just couldn't take it off. So if you want to say he maybe needs his gear and a jade plate, I wouldn't argue with that.
Gosh.
And that's
And the
it.
gear is going to be in today's loot. In case you're wondering
Yep.
how to get it, we saw in the blog that'll be the first time it's offered this month.
Right. Right. So I could see an argument for a 4. I could see maybe an argument he doesn't really need much. I don't think he needs. I don't think it's a 3 though. I don't think he really needs much. He just his top end is low, so he doesn't need much to get started quickly. He just doesn't have a very high top end once he does get started. If that makes
Right.
sense.
Right. And that kind of goes back to power.
Yeah.
These categories work together, right? So um, probably got about 30 seconds left in the poll. But it looks like the 4s have it at 63% at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Thanks, Willbreaker. Let your eyes be undilated. Lee, can you do that? Can you just let your eyes be undilated?
Hold on, let me see where I'm at. So
No,
far.
don't.
Oh, it's bright. It's so
I made
bright.
like
It's
Joe
so
Blue.
bright.
I've made a huge mistake.
I made a huge mistake. Michael. All right, versatility. Let's put up the versatility poll. Character is competitively usable in, and for a 5, needs to be competitively usable in feud, boss, and showdown, and has a special gem type that will help them for boss and extreme rules. For a
let me
4,
No,
what?
keep going.
Okay. For a 4, character is competitively usable in 2 of Feud, Boss, and Showdown, and still has a special gem type. For a 3, competitively usable in 1 mode, either Feud or Boss or Showdown, and may be a sleeper in Boss Battle occasionally. Or for a 2, character is not strong in any competitive format, but may be capable of winning in tours and blitzes. I don't want to bias things too early, but I can tell you, I don't think he's going to be a go-to in feud. Maybe in boss battle, showdown. I don't know. I don't know. His links
Yeah.
are
So
SmackDown with 1 more MP, so you do at least
all
get one
right.
more MP if you do SmackDown
Voting is
characters.
live. We only have one vote, so voting is live. We've got over 50 people on with us, so there should be votes going on. Hit refresh if you can't vote. Look in the top. The pinned chat is where you vote.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lee, I think this is a free to play character that we use for the month, and probably that's about it. I don't see him
Yeah.
having the staying power, even as like Zombie Priest or
I
Mosh.
absolutely
Um,
agree.
I just don't like tech like Trickster Riddle.
Yeah.
I would say Andrade's.
But
You
Trick
know,
Riddle was a boss battle machine for several. So if you're counting at least 1 mode, Trick Riddle was
right?
great for that.
Agreed. But would you bring him to a showdown? Probably not. Right.
Nope.
So
And I've
that's where
never
I
seen him
think.
in feud. And I don't expect to see Andrade in feud unless people just went challenge accepted and
Yeah, so
try to fight.
Iceman is saying close the stream on mobile and reopen if your voting's not working.
There you go.
If you're behind an ad wall, we're so sorry. I wish we have to watch the ads too when we log on.
I know, it's funny. And we're the ones hosting the stream.
I know.
So I'm going to cast my vote since it's about to close. I would say a 2.
67%. Wow. So your 2 would put that vote to it would still be 3. The community's being more generous than you are with 4 votes. So it'd be 4 votes it said 3 and 3 votes it said 2 with your vote included.
Yeah, I mean, if it were just me ranking him, I would 100% put him as a 2. I don't think he's the keyword is competitively.
Yeah, we're gonna use him for tours,
Right.
and maybe boss battle, but
Yeah.
you probably will have better for boss battle.
Right, which is where, I mean, that's where 2 defines it as may be capable of winning, and I'm sorry, 3 does say occasionally for boss, sleeper for boss. So I think 3 is fair. I would have personally given him a 2 there, and then last one, entourage ability. 5 is essential. It means you don't want to go into battle without this on your characters. 4 is widely used. It's going to help the character being used reach their full potential. 3 would be niche, which means maybe not widely used, but they could really show up once in a while as a good, that's the go-to. And then 2 is trainer coach offers some things that you would only use if you're missing other trainers. So let me go into his card poster.
He does 75% to botch gym damage.
75% to botch gym. Black moves start with 2 more MP. So let me just tell you, every character this month pretty much uses botch. Just happens.
Okay.
Like there's a botch build for almost every character this month.
Nice.
And he does start with 2 more black MP. So if you're using the Rock Final Boss botch build, you would need him to train. So he does train the Rock. The Rock just doesn't train him. If you were using... There is a build with Rex Regum that you would want to use this if you were using his botch setup. I'm pretty sure, again, the botch build is not the go-to for most of these guys this month, but they all have one. So that's where I mean.
So Twitch Lobster said, we gave Rock a 3, didn't we? So it feels kind of the same.
Gotcha. I would say yes, except for I think that there's more people using botch and black than there is black and reinforce.
That's what I don't have Twitch app said. It's a 5 for me because there's plenty of black move botch characters.
Right. And I agree with that. I think I personally don't think I would go lower than a 4 with this. I could see an argument for 4. I could see an argument for 5.
Hall of Fame X-Pac. He'd be really good on Hall of Fame X-Pac.
Be really good on Hall of Fame X-Pac.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there's a number of characters right off the bat that we can go, oh, that guy. Oh, that guy. Whereas with black and reinforced, we were like, who would that be?
So there's about 20 seconds left in the vote. 3 is at 88%.
Ooh.
Somebody that loves that Hall of Fame X-Pac gave it a 5.
Yeah.
No
honestly,
4s. No 2s, no 1s.
No 4s?
No. And then look, can I change mine from 3 to 4?
And I would be a 4 as well.
Full closed.
I would be a 4 for him. I think there's a lot of characters that actually do use that, but I don't know if that tips it.
Mm-mm. No, it's pretty overwhelming. 89%, 8 votes on 3. Ooh.
I mean, that's only going to shift 1 point either way, but we have 3, 6 plus 4 is 10, 13.
Oh, yeah,
so this would be a 16.
Will Breaker said great on Zombie Rhea.
Yeah,
Zombie Rhea gear and you don't know.
Well, I think that's it for him. He's a 16 out of 25. We haven't really rated too many other B tiers. I think the last one we did, let's see, was
Would have been
Occam,
Akam.
and he was a 16 out of 25. This is amazing how consistently this is
I
showing
was
up.
about to say we have a new low, but no, he's commensurate to
Akam. Yeah.
Like Acorn.
I would say Akam is better than him, but gameplay wise. But Akam we rated really low on damage because he was not hitting. And to be honest, we might actually end up having to go back as we understand the 6-star gold meta and say that 25 million on the top end is not actually 3 points. That might actually be 2 points. But for now, they're pretty much equivalent to each other. So that's it for this video. We're still going to be on stream for a few more minutes, and we're going to decide if we want to do some polls before we close out, depending on... I got lunch ready, so that's going to kind of depend on that. But Rusty, take us out of this video, at least.
Okay, so the results are scary accurate and consistent. So if you are a naysayer of our power ratings, I think the proof is in the data, and we're enjoying doing this with the community. Come on, stream with us. Friday nights, we're on Twitch on the main channel, right? And usually we go live at 8 Eastern on Friday nights. Today we're doing an early stream. But that is all for Mr. Charlotte Flair, El Idolo, and his power rating. We'll see you next time.
Bye. All right, recording is stopped for that. You know what, Rusty, I find incredibly amazing, though, is doing these power ratings. This stream flies by. It has been almost 2 hours already. I wanted to show a little bit with Stone Cold and Vader at 6 gold. Are you good to hang for a few minutes and do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to start a new video here in a second. But
yeah, and if I drop, it's just because I had to turn off cam and run to do carpool. But I'm good for now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go in here. What? Who's the highest so far? Twitch Lobster, the guy that I just had on screen, Vader. Vader surprised all of us by being the absolute highest we've ever rated. Just blew him out of the water. Polls, save my money, prove me right. Well, we'll see. Let me do this for real quick here. So Vader, I got to set up, but yeah, Stone Cold and Vader are two of my absolute favorites in this game, and I want to show you why. Oh, look at this! I'm gonna run out of the skill plate points. Actually, I think I can still do it for this one. I'll just have to reload for Stone Cold.
Are you able to see Discord, or should I text you? I have a message for you.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it on my phone, but text me is easier.
I'll text you.
Okay. Tell me why.
Hey, for those of you that want to text Lee, if you'll join our Discord server, I'll post his personal cell number in there. Just kidding.
Whoa, Johnny Knoxville.
Just kidding.
Whoa. What? Hey, where's my brain? What plate am I needing to put up? It's the Bulldog plate. Oh, and the Sheriff's badge. That's why I couldn't find it. My goodness. All right. Goodness.
Sorry,
all right, let me hit the video here. What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat. Rusty's right here with me, and we're on the 6 gold account. So before I run off to lunch here in a couple moments, I just wanted to show 2 of my absolute favorite characters from the 6-star silver meta and see how they hit at 6 gold. So the first one is the guy that we power rated the absolute highest out of anybody else in this game. And you know what? They've fixed his shoulder pads. They used to hover like weirdly way off his body, and now they're better. I don't know why that legitimately bugged me.
No more floating gear. They've reconnected with his body.
Right. Oh my goodness. So with Vader, you've got three 6MP moves, so phenomenal loadout. The body avalanche, deal damage, 5x5 random area to reinforce. So again, reinforce in red, not reinforce in black, like the new trainer for the final boss. Then you're going to modify 14 random ones into multi-gems of strength 14. Then you're going to choose a 6x6 area to swap red. On your entourage, we need Mosh here. I don't know why I don't have Mosh here. You're going to want to buff up your multi-gems and or your red gems. Reinforce if you can. But we're going to want to change to Mosh. Where is Mosh? This is I thought I had him set up right before we did this. There he is. Woo. Okay. Thank goodness. And if you have Memrock, you could put Memrock there, but I'm going to leave it right now with Hall of Fame Yoko because I think Hall of Fame Yoko is more common. And then I do have Carrying Cross for red gems do 30% more damage, but there is a lot of guys that do that damage. And then even though he's still in his plus 99 MP, I'm going to put him with Sting just so we're not overinflating things. But in Feud, you would need to sub out one of your coaches for Santa Hogan. Rusty, do you remember what damage he was doing for us before?
Oh, gosh. Like 60 million, wasn't it? 50 million? I mean, it was way high.
It was 40 in the 40 million range at 6 silver. So theoretically, if I loaded him outright, he should be hitting in the 80 million range at 6 gold. Oh, that's wonderful. Go away. There we go. So he should be at the 80 mil. It's reset time. 1 o'clock pop-ups because I can't get past the the screens here.
Okay, moment of truth. Our faction was making a push to try to win the kickoff contest.
Okay.
I can't get past the pop-up to see what we...
I know. I was just running through. Oh, that's Modern Era required.
You actually have to hit claim.
Do we end up second?
Second to Woken.
Oh. Well, give flowers to Woken. Woken, we tried to take you down as we have before, and we could not. Yep. So,
man, we were neck and neck and ahead for much of the contest, and boy, they came back and got us. So,
From Desip says you guys pushed us. So Toxic Mafia,
nice,
yeah. We pushed Woken guys, but we almost beat Woken.
We don't talk smack to any other faction, so we just try to do our best. And if our best is even running with you guys for a little bit, it feels really good. It feels really good to be able to draft with the number one faction consistently in a contest. So that's really fun.
Yeah, that really is. You guys, you're awesome, but we were awesome too. So you bested us. 79 million, so right on where I thought it would be. 80 million for Vader. Turn 1, 3 clicks. Pretty easy. Vader is awesome, guys. Vader is awesome. Do you have time to take a look at Stone Cold, or you got to go, Rusty? Because I'd like to show Stone Cold.
I'm actually texting with my wife, and I think I'm covered. So
okay. Well, if not, don't let your kids suffer.
Well, there's after school care. Yeah. So
you can just decide you don't want to pick them up and just be like, whatever, we're just leaving you guys there.
Yeah. So they wait in the carpool line. And if the parent doesn't show, they say, okay, well, let's go to the after school program. And then they do their homework or they play outside on the playground. And it's like, It's only like $10. The parent pays. So it's super convenient. I love it.
Oh, nice. Wait, so you just said it cost you 10. So staying on stream right now is costing you $10?
No. Well, here's the good thing. $10 for all my kids to stay in after school care for up to 2 hours.
Oh,
You can't get that rate on a babysitter in this day and
okay.
age. So 3 kids, 2 hours, $10.
All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. But I was gonna say, like, if it's legitimately costing you $10 to be on the stream right now, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Who
Oh, this is
cares? I
modern era
mean,
required.
this is
Dang
for the
it.
community, Lee. That's the kind of giving content creator I am. It's for the community.
It's for the team. For
Yep.
the team. Well, I'm missing. My wife's upstairs eating lunch without me right now because of this,
For the
and
team, for the
for the
community.
team. That's
Man, how
right.
awesome was that? Number 2 in the kickoff contest. Gosh, so
Will Breaker
close.
says I'd leave him there for the weekend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How much for the weekend? If it's
Right.
$10 for 2 hours, it'd be a great rate.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, Vader confirmed to hit 80 plus million. That was with a pretty basic trainer setup. If you put Sherry on there, it's going to be higher. You're going to see some things. You're going to see some things for that. So let's see Stone Cold real quick and then I've got to go. Where is the Titan plate? All the way at the bottom here. So we're going to run the Titan plate and that. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're running Stone Cold, also triple red, post 99 MP era, so 6 MP on the Leapfrog Guillotine, 1x5 area to swap reds, going to load the rest of your moves. Growing Kick, deal damage, plus 38 random blast gems, and then the Stone Cold Stunner deals 1,000,000 damage at 6 gold. Interesting. And increases your red gem damage by 140% at 6 gold, then deals 300k more damage and makes 38 blast gems into red. On the Entourage, I put Roxanne on here just because you don't have to have Roxanne. You just need a red MP trainer. And in feud, you would actually need to sub out one of your others for Santa Hogan or a 2MP person. However, I like putting red gems do 25% more damage, blast gems do 100% more damage with Bradshaw, get 100% more blast gem damage with Sammy, and you get red gems do 30 and blast gems do 60 more with Zombie Priest. Rusty, if you had to sub out one of the two, you probably take off Zombie Priest and put Santa Hogan, but who would you sub out to get the MP there?
Bradshaw. I guess
You
Bradshaw
sub out
for.
Bradshaw? Oh, I would keep Bradshaw.
Um,
I'd keep the 100% guys.
but I was thinking I would sub out because I don't have Santa Hogan 17K, so I would have to sub out Bradshaw and bring in like Bulldog.
Right?
So I get my 2 red and my 45% to the red.
Well,
Is
we might
probably
have
what
to
I
do
would.
that because I forgot which Sammy I was fighting. I was thinking I was
Yeah.
facing Sammy where I could eat a turn, and I can't. So I actually got
Nope.
myself in a sub situation here.
Yep. Yep.
That's been
So
the
yeah,
theme of
I
this
don't.
stream.
I always start with 6 MP because I don't have the Santa Hogan boost. So unless I had some sort of top line bonus, right, which is super rare to have,
Right.
I would just go 6 red MP and then hope for the best gym damage I could do, like British Bulldog.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Although I'm gonna sub out Zombie Sammy for Santa real quick and show it that way. I could sit in with Zombie, or I'm sorry, with getting rid of Bradshaw instead. By the way, just since he's on screen, did you notice Rex Regum, his coaching ability? Any finishers do 50% more
Ooh.
damage. That's pretty nice.
Is he a coach? No, he's
He's
a
a coach,
trainer.
not a trainer.
He is
He's
a
a
coach.
coach.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that is
Man,
really good. It replaces a lot of your other guys,
right.
and you could then stack them. You could have your 50%, 40% finisher guys, and then
It,
go that
and
way. So
it does not say that sub moves are excluded.
it
So I'm
should.
interested in what that means if the finisher is a submission move, if that
Right.
also goes up 50%, because that would be boa constrictor status.
I like that. That's good. Boa constrictor status. All right. So
guts
I
out.
fixed him so that he's loaded turn 1. This is how you'd run him in feud. We're going to make all these gems blasty into red and see what kind of damage we do after we've procced the Titan plate. And we're going to throw out some yellows. That was a lot of yellows. 74 million, almost 75 million. So 75 million turn 1 with Stone Cold, 80 million turn 1 with Vader. Those
Ooh,
are the kings of the previous era that aren't named
wow.
William Regal.
Yeah, they're dealing big damage, as my friend
Big
Cesaro
damage.
says.
Yeah, and Will Breaker pointed out, yes, I also picked a tech, but I wanted a 6 silver opponent so that we could see it, and this is the only one I could get that had the Attitude Era requirement on the new tour. So that is what that is. But yeah, that's it for this video, and I think it's gonna call it for the stream, Rusty. So why don't you take us out? Because I'm gonna go eat some lunch before I go do this wedding.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today on Twitch. Thanks for being part of this video. As we cut off this video, we're going to also say goodbye to our Twitch, aren't we? Or are we going to stay
Yeah.
on Twitch? So,
No,
yeah.
I gotta go.
So, join us every Friday on WWE Champions main channel on Twitch. We'd love to have you part of our power ratings, have part of our Fools for Pools. Nothing feels better or worse. And I just think it's fun to be in the chat with one another. So this is Champions Chat saying goodbye and happy feuding on Final Boss Weekend.